For their second match in a row, the New York Red Bulls concede a late goal to their opposition at Red Bull Arena. This time, though, they're on the wrong end of a 2-1 loss as opposed to a 2-1 win. They fall midweek on Wednesday, July 12th, to FC Cincinnati, the Supporters' Shield leaders, who were once the wooden spoon candidates year after year, turned one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference and all of Major League Soccer. They take away 3 points from the New York Red Bulls, a game that they'll really want back. Going into the 80th minute with a 1-0 lead, they concede a penalty to Luciano Acosta, who converts, and Obinna Nwobodo, the star midfielder who I've been singing his praise for a very long time, gets the late winner to nullify Omir Fernandez's first half penalty tally, and the New York Red Bulls come away with 0 points at home, putting them on the wrong side of the playoff line. Once again, coming into this one, they were on 26 points with the chance of moving ahead of that 9th place playoff line for the first time all season long. They want to continue that record of the playoff streaks. They've been in the MLS Cup playoffs for 13 years running. That ties the MLS record. If they get one more, they will break the MLS record. It's the longest active playoff streak in all North American sports, but they came up short right now and have a mountain to climb in the second half of the season in order to continue that streak. But in this one, it was a good first half from the Red Bulls, controlling the pace and ultimately getting rewarded with a very, 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 very generous penalty call, in my opinion. Lucas Spila gave the penalty as Nick Hagglund put pressure on Red Bulls defender Kyle Duncan. The ball was bouncing. Hagglund deliberately made an attempt to play the ball. His arm was judged to be in an unnatural position, and it hit him in the upper arm. That was given a penalty. Upon first look, I didn't think it was a whistle, and on second and third looks, I still do not think that was a penalty and that should not have been given. It's the second match in a row that the Red Bulls get on the right end of a very fortunate decision. Last time out, Andrew Farrell's 93rd minute equalizer was nullified because Giacomo Vrioni was in an offside position, supposedly screening goalkeeper Carlos Coronel. Pro referee came out with a statement later in the week to say that that should not have been taken away, but nonetheless it was. The Red Bulls got 3 points there, and they get a good decision their way, a fortunate one. They've had pretty bad bounces with referees up until this week, and now they get 2 in a row. This time it doesn't pan out as FC Cincinnati comes back with a vengeance in the second half and really, really turn things around. Similar to that New England game now, where the Red Bulls, despite scoring 2 goals in the second half against New England, took their foot off the gas a little bit and allowed the Revolution to get back into this game. And that was the same thing for FC Cincinnati today. They allowed the orange and blue to come back and fight their way in, but that's to be expected with a really, really tough team in Cincinnati, one of the best in Major League Soccer this year. Luciano Acosta was a problem all night for the Red Bulls defense, who were without their star center back Andres Reyes due to yellow card accumulation. Got the chance to speak with Troy Lesesne about this developing pattern between the Red Bulls. Here's what he had to say.
Thanks, Coach. I think it's a couple games in a row now where in the second half maybe took your foot off the gas. Is there something you maybe attribute that to, and what's maybe causing that in these past 2 matches?
Yeah, I can only say that New England, when they go down a man, I don't think that we respond well enough at that point. I think we started the second half extremely well. We scored 2 goals in the second half, so I can't say that second half performances are poor. I would say today wasn't good enough in the second half. I thought we started it well again, but maybe a little bit of it is fatigue potentially. We're thin right now. I think we all understand that. But credit to Cincinnati as well. Have to give them credit. And credit to New England the other night. The game, they have to go for the game. They're down a goal, and they do that. And we don't adjust as well as they adjust. And so I just told the team that I take the first, layer of responsibility and accountability for that, not to absolve them from any of their responsibility, but I look at myself first. So we need to correct that going into Salt Lake.
Seems we've come to a point where the Red Bulls are taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back, however you'd like to look at it. But right now, the performances just weren't quite up to snuff with how they need to be if they want to continue this playoff race. As it stands, they are just 3 points out of the Eastern Conference playoff line. As we've been saying all season long, myself and my partner Nick Guzman, who couldn't be here tonight, they have so many chances to get back into the playoffs should they want to do it. They're a perennial playoff team in this league for a reason, and they're just 3 points off with 20 or so matches to go left in the league. They really need to get things into gear, but they'll have a big break coming up with MLS play as we're going into Leagues Cup time. First, they'll have to go out west to Utah to take on Real Salt Lake at the place former known as the Riot, Rio Tinto Stadium, now America First Field, for a place they've never won. They tied there in 2020, the final match before the league was suspended due to the COVID-19 pandemic, before they come back home to Red Bull Arena for a couple of matches in the League's Cup. First, against their old friends, the New England Revolution, and Liga MX side, Atletico San Luis, in what will be something that we've never seen. Will there be rotated squads? Will there be first-team players? Will players coming off the injury list get a chance to shine? Will there be packed crowds? This we don't know. We will wait and see. But first, the Red Bulls have to travel out west and probably try to get points after dropping all 3 to Cincinnati midweek at Red Bull Arena. For WFUV Sports, I'm James Burley, and I'll see you guys next time.